All right, so we're back for part 2 of how to mount the fender to the swing arm. I showed you this bracket last time I made for the left side. The right side is going to be the same thing. I just took a piece of flat strip and put some Daikin blue on there. It's like a machinist layout fluid, but it makes it so you can scribe. So I just you put the one on there for dries. I scraped around it with a pick, center punched a couple holes, and then this is going to be my right side bracket when I cut it out and drill the holes. And it should be the same dimensions, so the struts will be the same length. But I'm going to throw one bracket on the left side and show you what we're going to do to figure out what kind of fender struts we're going to build. All right, so here on the bike's the bracket. So we have to support the fender here. So from here to here, we have to support it. I could just do a regular rod, you know, with a couple bolts, but I kind of wanted to do something that had a little style to it. Now, my son Steven, he likes these grips. You notice the grips he got? They have little diamonds in them. So he wanted to do something that kind of carried that theme over. So I was trying to come up with some ideas. I made a couple sheet metal patterns, but I don't know, none of them really worked out. Then I came up, I made a cardboard pattern. I went centralized with the bolts. And I think that's going to work good. Because don't forget, we're going to cut this at a little bit of an angle and all. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take some of this expanded metal. I'm going to cut this out of 3/16 steel. And I'm going to weld the expanded metal in the middle of that opening. Give it that diamond look. I think it'll look pretty good. We're going to try it. But I kind of want to talk about cardboard patterns. It's something that's really useful for anything you're building. Like everything I build, I wind up doing with a cardboard pattern. So I'm going to show you a few little tricks on how to make a cardboard pattern for parts. All right, kind of the basis of this is frozen pizza. If you're a fabricator, you need to eat frozen pizza. It's the best cardboard I found for this kind of thing. And you need yourself a nice sized washer to have a little radius. Some kind of straight edge tape measure. So let's just, for instance, this bracket. I measured it. I knew it had to be 8 inches, right? So I would start out by drawing a circle. That's my bottom bracket, my bottom pivot, whatever. I use this to give me a radius. And I knew my bolts had to be 8 inches. So I put this at 8. Give myself a little mark. I wanted my top bolts to be 1.5 inches apart. So do that. Then I come back to here. Now if you got a compass, I think that's what they call them, right? When you're drafting a compass, you use that. Is that 8? That don't look right. That's 8. That's 8. Okay. Good. We do our little radius thingy. This time I'm going to do the inside because I want a little tighter radius on that. I mean, this is just a washer. I think it's from a wheel lug. Custom wheel lug or something. And then just something straight. That's basically how you start. You just get a basic layout of the thing. Now I knew I wanted to do a hollow in the middle, so I just give myself a little straight line there. Straight line across the top there. I want about a 1/4 inch straight thickness, something like that. I mean, none of this, we're not building a space shuttle here. It's a motorcycle. Something like that. And I'll give you a basic layout. I mean, you could do that with any kind of part. All you need is the dimensions and to know what it looks like in your head. Give it a quick rough cut out first.
Try to cut it so you can see it's a little awkward for me.
You can even kind of make gaskets the same way. I've done gaskets with cardboard. They also sell gasket paper. They used to anyway. I've been to an auto parts store in a while. They're not like they used to be. And if you got a sharp razor blade. Now when I cut this out of the metal, I'm going to drill the corners with a drill bit to give me radius corners. But for now, for the pattern, I can cut it out square to get me in the ballpark. And I'm doing this on a glass top, so it's no problem. Don't be doing it on your couch or something, or your wife will be yelling at you.
Or your good glass top.
Yeah, do it on your kitchen table. That'd work. So, just something like that, right? Now, this other thing, so this is a piece of 3/8 gas pipe. It's either 3/8 or quarter, I don't remember. But if you notice the end, I sharpened it on the grinder. See, I just beveled it toward the opening. And this is really good for with your patterns. I'm gonna go up to the tape. I'm gonna go up to the bench for this because they'll bust that glass out of there. Works good. Let's see. So you want a hole there, right? You line it up there. Knocks a hole in there. See? And if you do, you want to make gaskets or something, it works same thing for your gasket holes. What's cool is the paper just goes up in the middle. You got all the way the length of that pipe for it, right out of space. So there you got it. You got a pattern, right? So now you can take this and you can lay it out with soapstone or a marker. And you can plasma cut it out, or you can use a grinder with a cutoff wheel, or you could use jigsaw with a metal blade. I mean, there's tons of different ways to make stuff. I mean, before I had all these tools, I did stuff with jigsaws and a portaband that you wouldn't believe. I built a lot of cars that way, so, you know, it's a worthwhile thing. So after I get this all cut out and worked up with the expanded metal, then I'm going to be back and we'll see how it looks on a bike and we'll mount it to the fender.
One eternity later.
There it is, ground. Tons of grinding. That's how it started. That was a rough one. So, I'm going to drill the holes and then put the little screen in there. Hopefully it'll come out good. Alright, so that's about what it's going to look like. I got to do a little touch up on it. But to fit it on here, if it went flat, so you need big spacers. Probably what I'm going to do is put a little bend here out, a little bend here back, and make it fit that way instead of using spacers. So that's one down. I got to mount it to the fender yet. All right, we got the struts done. The only thing I still have to do is drill holes and weld nuts on the fender, and we got to grind the fender a little bit radius, but that's where I'm stopping for this video. If you notice, you can see I bent it to make it line up with the fender because the fender was narrower than the swing arm, obviously. So I think they came out pretty good. They kind of go along. So you got a little diamond pleat on the seat, and you got a diamond on the. So I think it'll kind of go along with the whole style of the bike. And hopefully we'll be back next time with some bike stuff. I'm still going to do motorcycle stuff, but got a surprise coming up. Hopefully it'll get here soon. And maybe I'll start working on my full suspension bike. So we got to figure that out yet. So till next time, see ya.